Yeah.
Boundless, homie.
Yep.
Beef got shirts now. Check it.
Yeah, shout out to Graphic Society.
Graphic
You
Society.
can find them on Instagram. They made these shirts for us. They're probably going to be making some more shirts for us. We have some stickers, too. I forgot those, though.
Summertime coming too. We need tanks.
You got it, man.
Songs
You
out,
got it.
guns
You
out,
got
bro.
it. You got it.
So you tune into the first beef segment.
Part
What's
one.
beef?
Beef. Hip-hop beef, that is. Not
Not carne asada or roast beef or anything like that. No, we're talking
although
about
that does
beef.
sound kind of good, too, though.
I say we do it after. I'm down. I'm down. So, beef, man. Beef has been historically in hip hop, even before hip hop.
Oh, yeah.
You know, writers have always had, quarrels and, arguments, and you can trace beef back to, like, even legally, like, in like lawsuits and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
everything. Beef has been everywhere.
Sometimes it's good beef. Sometimes it's just, why? What was the point?
Exactly.
What are you beefing for?
Exactly.
Is some of the point. But there's beefs out there that have been squashed. There's some beef out there that's still ongoing since the 80s and 90s.
People have even been killed.
Yeah.
Over beefs. Over hip-hop beefs. Unfortunately, it's not something we're proud of, but it happens. It's something that's happened.
Crazy thing is, I don't know if we're going to get into any of their music in this segment, probably another one, but I was looking at some things as I was looking over some of these beefs that Tupac and Biggie beef, right?
Mm-hmm.
They used to be friends.
Oh, yeah. They were the closest friends ever.
Unfortunately, they were unable to squash their beef because of what happened to both of them.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Biggie and Tupac.
It's unfortunate.
But it's crazy.
That's
right?
how, you know what I mean?
And who knows? Maybe they would have squashed it, maybe not.
I feel like we missed out on a lot of great collabs because of that beef.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Pac and Biggie, hands down, were two of the greatest of all time.
Oh, yeah.
From the hip hop.
Two completely different styles.
Yeah.
You had West Coast, true West Coast,
and true
East Coast.
It's crazy. And Biggie was lyrical. Like, he was a lyrical guy. Pac is just his delivery, his aggressiveness, the persona that Pac is. It was crazy. So, unfortunately, we missed out on a lot of great music because of that beef. And a lot of stuff happened, obviously. But it is what it is, man. And I forgot to send you the list. I'll send it to you right now. We are starting off, man. When we came up with this concept of this segment, I thought we should do it chronologically.
Yeah, definitely.
Start from the oldest beefs, And this beef that we got coming up right now, it's not the first beef that happened.
But it's pretty old though, right?
No, for sure, it's old. Oh, you're gonna notice once we play the songs that it's back in the days, late '80s. Okay. One of the first beefs that happened, I feel we need to mention is what was his name?
You're talking about the KRS one and
before KRS. I forgot who it was. It was two rappers. I should have wrote this down, but I didn't. But they had beef. It was because MCing had just became a thing.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. They had beef and everything. But anyways, this first beef that we have coming on, it was KRS-One. KRS-One's been in the game for a while. He was one of the pioneers for sure. KRS-One and MC Shan. Now, what happened here, because we're going to describe the beefs before we play the tracks, and then I feel we should give our own opinions on who won.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
On who we think won. If you disagree, phone line's going to be on our logo. Once the song's playing, you can call in, give your little 2 cents. And so the first one is KRS-One and MC Shan. Now, what happened here was MC Shan, he was part of this crew called the Juice Crew. Mm-hmm. And then you had KRS-One with Boogie Down Productions.
Yep.
KRS-One was barely trying to get his come up. He was just starting to come out as an MC. They took a song to this guy named Mr. Magic. He didn't listen to him at the time. He was representing MC Shan and all them too. Mm-hmm. So he took their demo to him. He rejected him. He's like, I don't even want to listen to it. So KRS-One, he was hurt, because as an artist, you just want to be heard.
Exactly.
So what he did is he wrote a diss track. He straight up wrote a diss track because there was a song that MC Shan had out called Queensbridge, I believe.
Yeah, Queensbridge.
It was called Queensbridge, and KRS-One heard that track and took it as if they were saying that Queensbridge started hip-hop, Mm-hmm. And so KRS-One came out with a song called South Bronx, because everybody who knows hip-hop and knows the beginning of hip-hop knows it started in the Bronx.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, it's no secret. DJ Cohort and all that stuff. He had that party, and everybody knows the history of how hip hop started. It happened in the Bronx, so there's no taking.
A lot of artists from the Bronx.
Exactly. There's no taking that away from the Bronx. But KRS One felt like they were saying hip hop started in Queens.
Mm-hmm.
So what he did is he made a song called South Bronx, straight up representing South Bronx and saying it started here, this and that. And then MC Shan heard the track, and he made a track called Kill That Noise. Self-explanatory.
Exactly.
You know? Self-explanatory. Just shut the hell up is basically what he was saying. And then
there's no other way to take that, honestly.
Exactly. There's no other way of saying that. So
yeah, I heard your track, bro. Cut that noise.
Yeah, kill that noise. That's exactly what it's saying. And then after that, KRS-One came out with what I feel ended the beef, called The Bridge Is Over. And I feel that ended the beef, and in my opinion, I feel KRS won. Once
KRS won?
Yeah, in my opinion,
KRS 1-1?
KRS 1-1. Yeah, KRS 1-1. So KRS squared. So that's my opinion. Let's get it started. Get in with the music, and you're gonna hear 3 tracks back to back. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be South Bronx was started the beef between them, which is KRS One straight up dissing them, and then MC Shan responding. And then KRS One finishing off with
the end of it. Yeah.
The Bridge Is Over. So you listen to the Boundless Hour, man, with Danielle Chris Productions, and the first track we're playing is South Bronx by KRS One.
We're back.
KRS One, man, that little beat is catchy. Is that? Dun, dun, dun,
that was cool, man. That was cool. I'm gonna have to agree with you.
I think KRS One.
I like KRS One, bro. So I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one.
Lyrically,
there's not gonna be any beef here about that beef.
Yeah.
So,
sorry, but KRS, and even MC Shan, I saw an interview that they did with him. He said he took that L, and it hurt him because he had his own crew saying you took that L.
Yeah, that hurts even more when your boys are standing behind you like, take the L.
He done messed you up.
You didn't take this one.
Yeah,
just take the L. It's cool. We still love you.
It's like getting your ass beat in front of your boys. They're like, man, he whooped your ass.
And you sitting there trying to, no, I beat it. No. We were there.
Like, why didn't y'all help?
We watched it. Yeah.
Why didn't y'all help? Y'all could have said something. But,
right.
Man, it is what it is. So,
that's cool. Yeah.
Moving on with beefs, man. That was an early beef. That was maybe like the second renowned known beef that happened. Aside from the earlier one that we talked about. So that was the late '80s. When hip hop had just blown up, become mainstream, so it helped KRS One's career for sure. Because after that,
he still makes music.
Oh, he still makes music.
I heard a brand new track from him recently. I can't remember what it's called. I'll bring it on here eventually. Maybe we'll do a segment on it.
Oh, yeah.
Old school rappers
still putting out music.
That are still putting out music.
Because Ice Cube put out an album not too long ago called
He did.
Everything's Corrupt, and I mean, I ain't got nothing against it, man.
But that'd be a cool segment though. Like if we can take, we'll use Ice Cube for example, right? We take one of his old tracks, we play it, and then we play a brand new 2018, 2019 track from him, right?
Yeah.
And you could just see, because a lot of these old school artists, their flow has remained the same.
Yeah.
Their delivery is the same. They still have that feel, that old school feel to them, but on some of this more modern
feel type
beats,
Nas still be doing stuff too.
Yeah, he actually has a new track with Swiss Beats. Man, I love that track. I'm about to play that one too.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Swiss Beats. Come on now.
He makes some good stuff.
So speaking of Ice Cube, man, that is our next beef. Man, Ice Cube was a big name, in the '90s when it came to beefs.
Ice Cube had a few beefs. I mean, we're not gonna do all of them. We're gonna slightly go over a couple of them. I know one of the tracks we're gonna do was his whole beef between him and his old group NWA.
Right. Yeah.
With all the money and
that
all
was maybe
all
his
that
first
issues.
beef, honestly.
There's another beef too. We don't have a track from it, but him and Common had beef.
Oh,
what's a beef? What's a beef?
What's beef?
Yeah.
That's funny because that's a Biggie song. What's beef? Beef is when you have a problem with somebody. Beef is when someone has disrespected you lyrically or in a song or in some other way, and now we're beefing. Now we have a problem, So we're going toe to toe. We're going lyrically, like seeing who's the best.
Really?
See that's beef. And it's been like that for a while now. Beef has been around for a while.
Two artists not on good terms, and they're hashing it out through music.
Through music,
yeah. So those diss tracks that we heard, that was beef. That was them arguing between each other. If you listen to the lyrics,
lyrically,
is them saying, you ain't nothing, I'm better than you, this and
And
that.
back and forth, yeah.
Back and forth, and whoever wins.
My city's better, your city's better.
Yeah.
I mean, they all do all kinds of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, one of the tracks on here, I didn't put it on here, but Ice Cube and Common actually did have beef.
And that's actually a song, I might add it on later, honestly, because that surprised me. Because I didn't see Common as as a guy who would beef and get on.
Because Common's more of he's a poetic rapper.
Yeah.
That's why he's more of a.
He's a conscientious rapper.
Yeah.
He's a conscientious rapper.
When he raps, you can tell he's reciting a poem to you.
Yeah, he's poetic for sure.
And when I was listening to their beef tracks, you can clearly tell the difference in styles.
Mm-hmm.
One's just rough and right there in your face, and the other one's just like, are you dissing me, or are you what's going on here?
Exactly.
And it was still a good track. It was still a good track.
We'll probably add both tracks later on if we have enough time, because that's a beef that I like, honestly. Because like I said,
if not, we still got two more parts.
Yeah, I mean, we still got 2 more parts.
Yeah, no,
there's just so many beefs that have happened that we're gonna add too many.
And it's crazy too, because I know a lot of people, they probably listen to these beefs and they're like, okay, who went harder? No.
You gotta listen lyrically too.
It's who said what and how did they say it.
Yep.
Anybody can go on there and just be like, you suck.
Yeah, exactly.
But how did you say you suck?
Exactly. So it was crazy. So Ice Cube, the first beef he was known for was with NWA.
Yeah.
And go ahead and explain why
Which
that
is his, former group, as everybody knows.
Of course.
Niggas with attitude.
Yep.
And he wasn't getting the recognition that he deserved. He wasn't getting
his
his royalties,
cut.
he wasn't getting his money, he wasn't getting any of that.
He wrote all NWA tracks, most of them. I'm gonna say all, but he wrote all
Most
that.
of them, yeah,
he wrote
definitely.
Eazy's album. Eazy Does It.
Yeah, somebody had to write it.
Someone had to write Eazy's. I mean, lyrically.
I don't want to sound like a hater, but somebody had to write
Eazy needed help lyrically. We're gonna say that.
most people know he didn't really want to get into it anyway.
Yeah.
But they were a group.
He was never a writer.
It's like these guys over here trying to make me rap. But anyway.
He can do it though. He just don't want to. I don't get it. But
maybe that's what the world needs is beef without the violence.
I mean, and that at the end of the day, I mean, when it does go out that way, it's a whole lot better, because not only does it entertain the audience, right? You're bringing out more tracks. It's making you push out more tracks faster. Mm-hmm. You're entertaining your audience. Yeah, it's more of a competition. You're like, oh, whose side are you on, whatever. But it's all about the audience at the end of the day, and it is entertaining, and it is a non-violent way to hash out your beef for most. Some people still.
Some of them
choose
have
the violent route, especially when they lose a beef or something like that. But the ones that have squashed the beef, even the ones that have taken years to squash, they take their L's, they squash their beef, and then then you hear them on a track together. And you're like, this is what I've been waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
It's like getting to the climax. They're like, all right, the beef's over. I want that track. I want that track with both of you on it together now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Nas and Jay-Z.
That was funny. While you were saying that, I was thinking Nas and Jay-Z.
They had
if you talk to
long
Nas,
beef.
If you talk to Nas about Ether, I've seen interviews where he don't even want to talk about the song Ether. He don't want to hear it no more, because Jay-Z is his boy now. He's signed to he was signed to Jay-Z.
Yeah, exactly.
And
they were all with Dre too at one point.
Exactly, but I mean, there's no lying that Nas killed it with Ether.
That was
the track, man. That some of the world's greatest tracks have come out because of beef.
Yeah, exactly. I think so too. It brings out the best in a lot of people too, because they're like, all right, well, he thinks he's better than me. Well, I gotta one up him now.
Exactly.
So how can I do that?
It makes you tune in into something that you didn't even know was there lyrically, and then you just go off, with anger and all that stuff. So, Ice Cube. So the problem was he wasn't getting his cut, which as an artist,
make a lot of people mad.
Exactly. You're not getting your money. You're like, what the hell? And he left. He left NWA. Started his own company. Started doing his own thing. And then on some petty stuff right here, Eazy and NWA decide to diss Ice Cube. So MC Ren put out a track that was guided by NWA and Eazy and all that stuff, and they dissed him. And then that got to Ice Cube's ears. He heard the track. He's like, man, hey, at this point, Ice Cube had just put out America's Most Wanted, his first solo album.
Right.
And it blew the hell up. It was a great album. It
blew
the hell up. But he didn't mention NWA for nothing. He didn't diss him. He didn't, badmouth him, nothing. And they come over here and diss him, so he's over here like, what?
He's like, really? Come on, man.
Seriously?
Come on.
Like, I start my own thing, I do my own thing, and you guys are over here, talking this smack for no reason. So he said, okay, why not? So he puts out No Vaseline. And we're gonna play this one track right now because I'm explaining the beef afterwards of what we're gonna talk about. So this song right here is everybody knows it, and just a quick IE fun fact: he mentions Riverside in this track.
I'm about to listen to it closely because I recognize that. Another thing too is they interviewed his son, right? Yeah. After he played him in NWA, and his son actually said in an interview that Vaseline was one of his favorite tracks that his dad ever made.
Because he just went the hell off.
Yeah.
He was disrespectful. He was grimy. He had
nobody messes with Q.
Nah,
dude. It doesn't make sense.
Nobody. So yeah, he does mention Riverside. I think he said, "How's nigga go run and hide, yelling Compton, but you moved to Riverside." So IE was on this track. You know, shout out to Riverside one time.
Not a good way, but it was.
Not a good way, but you know, it was on there. It was on there.
Right.
So this is No Vaseline, Ice Cube, and this to NWA. And the Boundless Hour.
What a way to end the track. What a way.
Disrespectful, man. Disrespectful. And he won.
That's no Vaseline.
No doubt he won.
No Vaseline.
He said, oh, man. He said, if it was up to me, Eazy-E would be hanging from a tree.
He went off. The beat was over and he was still going.
With no Vaseline, just a lighter and a little bit of gasoline.
Oh.
Light him up, burn him up, flame on, till that Jerry curl is gone. I'm like, man, that's so disrespectful. But
you know that thing was flammable.
Oh, yeah, dude, come on now. Activator and all that.
You know that was flammable.
That's damn near lighter fluid.
Oh, man. So, he, you know, that was Ice Cube's little beef with NWA.
Not little beef.
It wasn't a little beef. You're right.
I'm not going to lie. I'll go ahead and say it. It ended NWA, I feel like it ended NWA. NWA really didn't do much after that.
No, definitely not. But Ice Cube blew up.
Ice Cube blew the hell up, yeah.
Ice Cube continued. I was... You know, looking at some other thing online where a lot of these hip hop artists, some of the younger generation, don't even realize that these, you know, quote unquote actors were hip hop artists before they were actors.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Ice Cube, Common, Will Smith. You know, just to name a few. Most of these younger generation only see them on TV,
actors, yeah,
they're like. Rappers, these actors always trying to rap like, no, this is what they did first.
Yeah, they were rapping
They did this first, and then they got into that.
Yup.
You know.
That's funny. That's freaking hilarious.
So, but this next one, we're gonna stay on Ice Cube for a moment. That's why we just played one track, and I'm gonna let them talk about the Ice Cube versus Cypress Hill.
So this beef was random because what happened is Ice Cube was about to put out the movie Friday.
Right.
Classic. Everybody knows
really good,
Friday.
Yeah.
So
I would love if they made another one.
He was they're working on another one actually.
I would love to see it.
But they were making the movie. Ice Cube was coming out the soundtrack for the movie. And Cypress Hill had a song that they were performing and they did, and Ice Cube heard it. I'm quoting Cypress Hill's part of the story, that he heard the song, liked the hook, took the hook, made it into his own song, and that's a song that we know nowadays called Friday, which is the first track we're gonna play because the first track we're playing is the track that started the beef because they feel that he stole their hook. And honestly, I heard both tracks. He kind of did, but he stole the hell out of the hook. But that song, Cypress Hill song, didn't really blow up. I didn't know it until I heard about it.
Right.
And everybody knows the throw the West Side.
Oh, everybody knows that song.
Bum, 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 like you don't care. That song blew the hell up, you know. And Cypress Hill, obviously, they got mad because he took our hook and it blew up. So
and we did, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So they're talking about smack and stuff like that. So with Cypress Hill at the time he had not Cypress Hill, Ice Cube at the time he had the West Side Connection behind him, you know, and he just dissed the hell out of him.
like he does.
Like he does. And so the song ironically is called, because their name is Cypress Hill, he called the song King of the Hill. You know, just little clever stuff like that, you know, that makes you win, honestly. So the first song we're gonna play is Friday, the song that started the beef, that ignited the beef, where Cypress Hill feel like they stole his hook, and so it's the song Friday, and then the song after is gonna be King of the Hill by Ice Cube, and that honestly was the end of the beef. Because
it's crazy though, because you would think that if you made a track and I liked it so much that I wanted to take apart from it,
right,
you would feel like, all right, well, shit, that just means he thinks my stuff is good enough to use for his own, and it blew up. Cool, I should have just done it with him originally.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
But
if
most
anything,
people
jump on the
don't see
song.
it that way.
Yeah.
Most people see it as, oh, you stole my stuff, you made it better. You think now that you're better than me.
Yep.
Boom, beef.
And there it is. And
there it is.
It backfired because Ice Cube destroyed him. But now, hey, it ended up nice though because now they're friends. They be on tour a lot. They do.
That's good,
They come out here December and Dino. They do the Up in Smoke tour with Cheech and Chong and all that stuff. So they come out here December and Dino a lot and like do their thing. So the beef was eventually squashed, but at the time it was something serious. It took the hell off. So next two songs you're gonna hear is Friday by Ice Cube and King of the Hill also by Ice Cube. So let's get it. Bounce.
He said, bring a lunch.
Bring a lunch, bro.
Bring a lunch.
It was just
pack me a sandwich.
Great.
A hoagie.
It was just a grimy diss, man, and like there was no coming back from that. Honestly, like they tried, they put out a response, but there was no coming back from that.
Yeah,
there wasn't.
It is what it is. It is what it is. You know.
You gotta take an L sometimes, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, you know, I feel like we haven't played enough female artists. Well, hip hop artists, that is.
And they've been around since the beginning of hip hop, honestly.
Yeah, and a lot of them are really good.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to.
They just don't get the credit that they deserve, honestly.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, I think most of it is because they're not your typical, video vixen. Most of the ones that have actual good music are not your typical video vixens, what everybody wants to see on TV.
Right.
And they're not making what is popular today.
Yeah.
Like most of the ones that are. And even the ones that are popular today, a lot of us don't really like it, but the younger generation does. So that's what they listen to.
Right. Because if it's already competitive for guy rappers, imagine how much for women. Unfortunately, it is what it is. It's a gender thing.
Exactly. So I mean, unfortunately, we're gonna start on the beef segment, and I'm gonna play. We're gonna talk about Lauryn Hill real quick. She's, we'll eventually throw in some more female artists in here because a lot of them, even in the 90s, early 2000s,
early 80s,
good.
yeah.
80s too, yeah.
One of the first beefs that were out there was Roxanne. Actually, I forgot who she was beefing with.
I think it says Roxanne versus the real Roxanne. I think was
that's
was one of the beefs.
So they're fighting over their name, probably.
And then there was MC Light and
I forgot about MC Light.
Antoinette or somebody like that. I don't remember. But I know MC Light had a beef. Some artist named Antoinette had a beef. So there was a few female artists that had beef as well. This one though I'm gonna play because Lauryn Hill lyrically, man, she's
a beast.
She's a genius. And I've seen a lot of people that comment on her music, and they give her props for being able to get out there without having to be, a typical
fall into
female,
the mainstream and all that stuff.
Mainstream artist, where they all got to show off.
She didn't sell her soul.
Show off that, she went out there and she showed off lyrics instead. And this song that we're gonna play is Lauryn Hill, "Lost Ones." Now, she left the Fugees, as most people know.
Right.
Later, she ended up in a group called The Firm. I don't remember all the artists. I know Nas and AZ were on there. But basically, she had her album Miseducation, and the Fugees felt that they were not. It's kind of like an Ice Cube situation. They felt like they just weren't, credited what they deserved to be credited, and filed suit.
And won.
If you're gonna sue me, I'm not gonna stay in this group with you.
Yeah.
But this song right here is one of those examples that I was talking about where, if you listen to her lyrically, it's good. This is a good example of just a lyrical punch in the face. Without having to go in there all rough and hard and just be hurt by what she says. Kind of like on a Common tip.
Yeah, exactly the way Common did.
So,
what's the song called again?
It's Lost Ones.
Lost Ones.
So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna play that one before we get into this next beef because I kind of want to play the next beef back and forth like we did the first one. That way we can kind of talk about it a little bit and see, which was LL Cool J and Cannabis. So their beef, I decided to put this one on here because honestly their beef is silly. It was the dumbest start to a diss track I've ever heard in my life. The tracks were good though. You know, like Danny had asked us earlier, the tracks were good. I mean, it's all about the audience. You know, you're entertaining people at this point, and you know that. I mean, that is it is what it is at the end of the day.
Right.
So we're gonna go ahead and play the one song, Lauryn Hill, "Lost Ones," and then when we come back after her song, we'll get into LL Cool J and Cannabis. You were listening to the Boundless Hour with Daniel Perez Productions.
It's a long way from I Rule the World.
That's
That's all I'm saying.
That's a really long. Yeah, I mean, don't mess with Lauryn Hill, man.
Nah, dude, nope.
Lyrically, she is, I think, one of the greatest female hip hop artists. I think. I mean, there's a lot of them out there. We'll probably do a segment on it. Why not?
Yep.
You know, we got to give them their props too because they do make a lot of good music as well. It's not just males making good music. Sad to say, a lot of them aren't these days, but. You know, it's not just males making good music. So, but this next beef, it's a silly beef. I'm gonna keep it short to be honest because there wasn't much to the beef. You know, LL Cool J and Cannabis. It's an old beef back in LL's young days. Basically, these two were gonna do a track together, which is the first track that we're gonna play. 4, 3, 2, 1, which I believe has Method Man, Redman, DMX on there as well. Cannabis wrote his verse of the song and was basically talking about LL Cool J's tattoo. He has a tattoo on his arm of a microphone.
Right.
And all he did was, you know, he just used some rhyme play and just kind of brought it into his verse. Not as a diss, but, you know, it's a microphone. Let me grab the microphone from your arm, you know. And LL didn't like that. You know, he wrote his verse as a diss back to him on the same track. But in order for Cannabis to remain on the track, he had to change his verse. Now, he changed his verse. He did. LL did not. But
he had
it was
planned. He
honestly
knew what he was doing. Then.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? The song is really good. And that's why I wanted to play their beef because it's a perfect example of entertainment.
Right.
These tracks, yeah, they're beefing with each other, but these were some really good diss tracks. Unfortunately, it was really hard to find the version that has Cannabis on it. The version I'm going to play doesn't even have Cannabis on it. It's really hard to find it. But we're going to play 4, 3, 2, 1 anyway, so you can hear LL's verse. And you can kind of see why Cannabis came back with the next track, which is Second Round KO. And then right after that, LL ended it with The Ripper Strikes Back. So we're gonna play those three.
Who you think won?
Honestly, man, LL said some stuff. He said some stuff. Cannabis has some good delivery.
Right.
But I think Cannabis might have taken the L.
You think Cannabis won?
I think Cannabis took the L.
Oh, he took the L.
I think he took the L. As far as I think, if you don't respond to whoever has the last track,
yeah,
usually wins sometimes. Usually.
Yeah.
But it's this one. I think is hard to tell. It was pretty close. I think LL was in his feelings a little bit though.
Yeah, I feel like he was feeling himself. Like that was unnecessary, honestly. Like
yeah, I mean he
over a little bit of wordplay about a tattoo. Like come on, dude, that's petty.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it's funny though because Cannabis hits him hard in his track too, talking about how LL does most of his things by just flexing off, his physique.
Yeah, basically.
Right? And it's a good track. We'll get into it. You'll listen to it. Matter of fact, yeah, let's get into that first track. LL Cool J, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll get into Cannabis.
Playing 3 in a row, yeah. Cannabis.
Second Round KO.
Okay.
And then Ripper Strikes Back by LL Cool J. Let's get into that. You're listening to the Boundless Hour with Leo G, J Moses. That was LL Cool J.
I was telling Jay, that is the angriest I've heard Cool J rap. Like,
right? Because it's like you watch him on his hosting shows these days, and you're like,
chill, mellow guy.
Is that the same dude
from
back in the day?
You can't see that.
But man, that's why I said Cannabis is gonna have to take the L for that one.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He's gonna have to take the L for
that
one.
He lost.
So.
And it's just beefs, disrespect, just makes you tune in into anger and just
Yeah.
you're in a booth. You know what? No. It's like a fight. You know, anybody can be a cool, calm, collect person until someone's in a fight. You're gonna be like, man, dude,
You mad, right? Yeah, exactly.
He mad. For that shit.
Exactly.
So that's crazy, man. So the next beefs we got going on. Time's flying by, but honestly, we're getting through a lot of tracks.
A lot of tracks.
And
A lot of beef tracks. We still got two more parts of the beef. Because we're, like you said earlier, we're gonna try to do this in chronological order. I mean, if we do it a little out of order, it'll be in the same era for the most part. So
because there's still a lot of 90 beefs that we haven't included in here and happened. You know, so like it's just a lot. We might have to come back eventually with 4 or 5 parters.
Eventually, yeah. You know what
4,
though?
5, and 6
we
on
might
some
just
Star
do
Wars.
that. You know, we might end on a 3-part, and we might come back
with 4, 5,
some
and 6.
shows later and come back with some more.
Because it's a lot. It's a lot.
There's even beefs out there that lasted from the 90s to the 2000s.
Yeah.
And there's some that just barely got squashed.
Some that have lasted since 2000. Like we said a couple shows ago, 50 Cent still messing with Ja Rule, man. He won't leave the dude alone. Like, bro, leave him alone. It's over.
It's over. It's done.
It's over,
It's
man.
done.
This fool really bought tickets to a show so no one go to a show.
Dang.
I think he bought like
That's
200
dirty.
some tickets. And like,
You know what though? I don't even think I'd be mad because you just paid me.
You just paid him.
You still paid me.
You just paid him. So I mean,
you know, and if I show up and no one's there, well, I got paid to do nothing.
Either
It is
way,
what it is, you know.
I wouldn't even show
but
up.
we see things differently, you know. It is what it is. So.
Anyways, this next beef coming up, man. This was a big beef towards the late 90s, and this was between Dr. Dre and Eazy-E.
More NWA beef.
More NWA, man. They were big in the 90s when it came to beef.
Yeah,
And
between each other.
And it was unfortunate because to this day, you know, Dre used to be talking about Eazy, how they were friends. You know, towards the end of the beef, they did squash it. They were even talking about, you know, working together again.
Right.
And then unfortunately, Eazy passed away. R.I.P. Eazy.
Mm-hmm.
And so this next beef started because Dre left NWA. He went to go do his own thing with Aftermath and Interscope.
Yep.
And he released his first hit solo album, The Chronic, right? So at this time, though, technically he was still signed to Ruthless.
Right.
So what happens is, and Eazy even mentions it in his track Real Motherfucking G's. He even mentions Dre Day only met Eazy's payday because technically Dre Day and that track was under Ruthless.
Man.
So that diss track got Eazy paid. And he was not shy about it. He went on Arsenio Hall show and all that stuff and bragged about it. He's like, yeah, okay, he dissed me, but I got paid for that diss.
Damn,
you know?
could you imagine?
And I'm like, man.
Go ahead, keep talking about me.
Keep talking about me. Go ahead.
Just keep counting this while you're here. Go ahead.
So, yeah, you made so-and-so off that diss track. That's fine. I got it right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It's
it's
about
crazy.
to buy me a new car with all these diss tracks now.
So, exactly. So, Dre disses Eazy with Dre Day. And this was Snoop coming out first, too.
Mm-hmm.
This is early
Back
Snoop.
in the day.
Back in the day.
Before the long hair.
You see the music video, Snoop got the little, whatchamacallit, the Don't Be a Menace, little puff. He had that going on back then.
Man, young man Snoop.
Young Snoop, skinny as hell, man. Still skinny, but I mean, back then it was even worse because he looked younger, so he looked all sucked up and all that stuff. But anyways, it was Dre Day with, it was Dr. Dre with Dre Day featuring Snoop, dissing Eazy-E, and then Eazy comes back with Real Motherfucking G's, which the beat alone is just, to me, it's crazy. And this one, honestly, I'm on the fence. I can't give you a solid answer on who won that.
Oh, man, I wanted to hear a solid answer.
So,
I know the song Dre Day. I like that song.
Everybody knows that song.
I'm not gonna lie. I had no idea that there was
that response.
That there was a response. Yeah.
Really, you had never heard Real Motherfucking G's?
No.
Oh, you about to learn today?
We'll see. Cause I know in my younger days there's a lot of songs I heard, and I was like, what's the name of it? I never heard of it. I don't know. And then you play it, I'm like, oh yeah, I know that track. Yeah, it's cool. I didn't know that's what that was though.
So, anyways, like I said,
I'm
me personally, I'm on the fence about it, but because of what was said and how it was said and who was on the track, because the guys who were on Eazy's track, Real Motherfucking G's, I have no idea who they are. There's two other guys that they did their thing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna take credit from them. They did do their thing. They said some realness about Dre, and but at the end of the day, but it's Dre and then Snoop who were huge back then.
Yeah.
and they were disrespectful about their stuff. But see, I'm on the fence. But because I don't know. I'm gonna just.
We're just gonna play it.
We're just gonna play it.
We're just gonna play it.
I have no solid answer for that one. He did it.
He did do it.
He did it, bro. He did it. But
and I'm not gonna lie, I never heard that song before.
Never. That was Jay's first
I've never heard that song, but that was dope. That was dope.
It was a good response, honestly.
That, that beat was hard.
Yeah, I don't know who produced it. It sounded like a Dre beat, but Dre
it clearly wasn't Dre.
Dre for sure didn't produce
unless his record company still has some Dre beats.
That's true.
Because, like you said earlier, he was still, so technically he can use whatever he wants that was in the bank over there. So
you know what? That's probably exactly because it does sound like a Dre produced.
It does, yeah.
So either somebody mimicked his style very, very good,
yeah, right,
or that was a Dre beat. You don't know. That was Dr. Dre and Eazy-E beefing back in the day. Eventually, in Chronic 2001, he has a verse where he says, "Cause Eazy, fuck the beef, nigga, I miss you, and I'm just being real with you." You know, eventually they did feel bad. You know, I mean, they were friends at one point. They blew the hell up.
And most of these artists that do these beefs, we're friends at some point, or they mad and they were cool or whatever.
That's all I'm saying. It's gonna go down, but I'm gonna be mad. I'm just saying.
It's a publicity stunt if we do it.
Let it be. I don't think we should say it on camera, but okay.
Say what? I didn't say nothing.
So, anyways, yeah, that was Dr. Dre and Eazy's beef. It was a pretty big beef back in the late '90s, and I mean,
you know, it's funny. Kane's not here right now, but we'll probably have we'll have him talk about it a little bit at next week's show. But he had some beef. He did, and
beef.
I got dropped into it somehow, some way. But we had some beef, not between each other,
right?
With some other artists that were just like we were, and then one of my other friends also had some beef, and our diss track to this guy. We're taking the W. He for sure took an L when this guy, back when Twitter was hot for our generation.
Right.
He tweeted us back saying, "Please take it down.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna call the cops."
Wow.
I was like, you're gonna call the cops?
Some punk
really?
Stuff right there, bro.
Come on, man. You gonna call the cops? So we did take it down just because whatever. He had his feelings hurt.
The cops coming out.
No, I didn't want to deal with that. And he got his feelings hurt. We won. It was over.
Yeah, we might.
And then,
are those tracks still out there?
I might have them somewhere. They're really not that good though.
Don't matter.
They're really not great.
Send them to me. I'll remaster them. It's all good. I want to hear those now.
But they were there, and it's funny too because just like how all beefs end, right? We saw him at a party one day, and he just kind of came up to us and was like, man, what was the beef? Like,
why did you? That's like getting hit in the face and be like, oh, see, I don't even know why you hit me. Like,
I don't even get it. And he's just like, I didn't even diss you guys. I didn't even. We're like, bro, like, you know what, man? Look, we're at the age now where we're just too grown for this. I get it. We at the same party. We know the same people. We cool. Whatever. The past is behind us. But don't come up to me stupid talking about what's the beef. You knew what the beef was.
You took your L.
You knew what the beef was.
If you listen, if you watch this video, but you took your L. All right, stop being a punk. But anyways,
if I can find them, I'll send them to you. They're pretty fun. They're bad because they're old. It's really old. Like these tracks are probably. How old am I now? These are probably 8-year-old.
How old am I now?
These are probably 8 years old. These tracks.
I thought you were gonna say you were 8 years old when you were done. I was like, damn, you were just 8 years old. Bro, come on now. But
yeah. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, man. So, but this next one, we're gonna get into
biggest beef that happened, and it lasted for years, and it was very heavily influential in hip hop and media. It was all over the place. It was on the radio. Yeah. It was on magazines. People were getting shot, and
people got shot.
It got real. It got pretty real, and unfortunately, I feel, and I'm gonna just say this up front, I feel that's what led to Biggie's death.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I think so, yeah, because I think some of it was a whole misunderstanding of what happened and the timing of these tracks.
The timing, the look, a lot of things didn't look good the way it went down. So basically what happened was Tupac got shot at Quad Studios in New York. He was mugged, he was robbed, he was set up for sure. Mm-hmm. By who? To this day, we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Who did he think did it?
But at the time, unfortunately, Biggie was up in the studio recording. He was recording at the
that it
time,
happened.
and Pac showed up, about to record his own stuff too. Diddy was there, all Junior Mafia was there, so it didn't look good from the get-go.
Exactly, yeah.
Pac is going upstairs in the elevator. Elevator opens, he gets mugged. They shoot him. I think they shot him like 5 times, and Pac is just. This dude took 5 bullets. But they shot him 5 times. He was admitted to the hospital. Obviously, you're not going to trust nobody who was in that area.
Exactly.
You know, like, who you just got, that's if I came in here, I got shot 5 times. I'm looking at everybody like, yo, what the hell? You know?
Like, who else knew I was going to be
That's
here?
what I'm saying.
Who
Like,
else
come
knew?
on now.
You
So,
know.
Pac is going on. He's going off on this thing. Unfortunately, around the same time, he caught a case, so he got sent to prison. Everybody, he's trying to find out who set me up.
Exactly.
Right?
Which we still don't know.
Exactly. To this day, we still don't know. But it didn't look good because Diddy was there. Didn't look good because Biggie was there. Whole Junior Mafia, all of them, they were there. So, what a lot of people have a misunderstanding is Biggie's. People think that Pac was saying Biggie set him up and Biggie shot him, which is not the case at all.
Exactly, yeah.
What Pac's beef was, he felt like Biggie and all them knew who set him up. That's what he thought.
Right.
And weren't saying nothing. Weren't saying no names. Weren't giving him no nothing, you know, which it makes sense. But he gets bailed out by Suge Knight. This is when Death Row is about to happen. It was about to explode. I think, no, actually, my bad. I'm going to take that back. It was already happening. Dr. Dre was already in Death Row.
They brought Tupac
Snoop,
on there.
and then Pac comes in, bust out his album All Eyes on Me, and just goes on this straight up, you know, fuck Biggie, fuck Junior Mafia, all this, you know, he just starts going off, you know, like just straight up dissing. And unfortunately, like you said, bad timing.
Bad timing, real bad timing.
Biggie puts out a song called Who Shot Ya, which he comes out and explaining that he didn't write that about Pac. But if you listen to the track and if you know what's going on around that time,
it's almost like Biggie's song where he talks about 9/11, right?
Exactly.
Blow up like the World Trade, right? And then how many years later? Obviously, he couldn't write it because he wrote
gone, that.
But
Actually, I don't know if you knew, World Trade Center did blow up in '93.
Really?
Yeah, there was a terrorist attack already before 9/11 on the World Trade Center back in '93. I think it was like a car bomb type of thing, and it happened. So that's what he was writing about. It wasn't really predicting 9/11,
right.
But that's what he was talking about.
Crazy.
That's what he was referring to. Yeah, it would have been crazy though. But anyways, he puts out the song "Who Shot Ya," and it happened right before the Pac getting shot 5 times, and it didn't look good. And then on top of that, what made it look worse, I feel, is he stopped playing it. Because people were saying it was a diss track to Pac. He's like, you know what? No, we're gonna stop playing this. You know, so that looks a lot worse. You know, you know, I don't know. But anyways, it's this whole misunderstanding that's going on. Biggie comes out, Who Shot Ya, and then Pac comes out with Hit 'Em Up. Now, Hit 'Em Up. This is like, I've had a lot of arguments with a lot of people about this beef, and who I feel won, and who they feel won.
Right.
And at the time, it was a divide where it's East Coast versus West Coast. A lot of stuff started happening. You know, East Coast artists weren't coming to the West Coast, feel free of getting shot.
Right.
You know, and vice versa, same thing. So it became a huge thing. People were taking sides. People were choosing sides, this and that. You know.
Sounds normal.
Which sounds normal, of course. And Pac puts out "Hit 'Em Up," which I feel mentally destroyed Biggie. Because he said some disrespectful stuff about his wife.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he brought up his wife he crossed that line. He crossed that line in that song. What didn't look good either is that Faith Evans, who was his wife at the time, was captured in a photo with Pac, right? So I think they met up at a club somewhere. You know, they took a picture together or something. Some people say it didn't happen because Pac straight up says in the song
that it did happen.
That you know, your wife. Yeah, no,
right.
Like your wife. Like straight up. He just straight up says it. And it didn't look good that magazine comes out and on the cover is Pac and his wife.
Magazines, man, the
media
ruined everything.
The media
ruined everything.
So I think, go ahead.
Just like every other beef, before their beef even started, they were cool.
They were best friends.
You know,
yeah.
I was trying to learn a little bit about how they even met, and I guess Tupac was playing one of Biggie's songs before Biggie was even big.
That's crazy.
And Biggie asked, he simply asked, you know, hey, can I go meet Tupac? They were at, you know, they ended up at a party together, you know, whatnot, chopped it up, and you know that was it. Biggie at one point actually wanted Tupac to be his manager.
That's crazy. I didn't know
Tupac
that.
told him, "Stick with Diddy, he'll make you big."
Yeah, and I mean,
So there was love there at some
No,
point.
they
There
were
was
best
there was
friends.
a lot of love there at some point.
there's videos of them freestyling with each other, like
Man.
them chilling, freestyling back and forth.
Could you imagine them having a track today?
Dude, not
Oh,
even
man.
a track. Imagine them making a
An
collab album,
today?
bro. That's
Oh,
crazy.
man.
That's a lot of music that we missed out on just because misunderstandings.
Yep.
So that misunderstanding happened, and it led, unfortunately, to, I don't want to say both of their deaths, because the Pac death was, I don't know where that came from, but
Yeah.
Big E, he comes to the West Coast, he comes to LA, he's at a show out here, gets killed.
Yep.
Don't know if it was because of the beef, don't know if it's because of the West Coast, East Coast thing,
It's crazy,
but
'cause
I'm pretty sure
both of their deaths, they said, are still mysterious. They don't know
they don't know who killed
why
Pac.
or who killed either one of
They
them.
don't know who killed Pac, who killed Biggie. They just don't know what
Till this
happened.
day.
All we know is at one point to this point still, they're great artists. They were at one point best friends, had a misunderstanding, had a fallout,
And that's what happens.
and died before they can,
Squash it. Yeah.
bury the hatchet and all that stuff. So it was unfortunate, but the media ate it up. They loved it, and that's what they do. They ate up.
Anything to make quick change.
Exactly, and it worked. It really did
Oh,
work.
yeah.
So these next two tracks, this is the beef we're gonna end with in this segment. The next two tracks are Who Shot Ya and Hit 'Em Up by Tupac. And this is the Boundless Hour with Danny Alvarez Productions, Jay Moses, and Leo G.
Let's get it.
Let's do this. Fun fact, bro. That last part where Tupac is going off, just talking. It just happened. That last part where he's going off, fuck Biggie, fuck Junior Mafia's crew and all that. That he did not write, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But when he's going off, it's coming out as a rhyme. If you listen back to it, like, you motherfuckers mad because we got guns and motherfuckers belt. When we drop records, they felt. He's rhyming, but yelling.
It's
at
not
the
even
same
on
time,
purpose.
and it's on beat. And it wasn't even on purpose. And the story I heard, don't know if it's true or not, don't quote me on this. But the story that I heard was when Pac was in the studio recording that song, a lot of technical difficulties were going on. Mixers were shutting down, mic was turning off. Like, supposedly people that were in the studio were saying something spiritual was trying to prevent that track from being recorded. Again, this is allegedly, is a story that I heard, not completely sure, but something was saying, like, don't do this track.
Right.
And we saw where it led to. It led to a couple artists' deaths, unfortunately. And but it was crazy, dude. Like, man, he just goes the hell off on everybody. Anybody
Yeah.
he said, anybody who down with Bad Boy as a record label, as a motherfucking crew, fuck you too. Chino XL, fuck you. Which is funny because I met Chino XL,
Mm-hmm.
and the only reason I knew about him was because of that little part.
Damn.
That little part right there
Damn.
was Chino XL, fuck you too. And I'm like,
Damn.
damn. I mean, Pac had beef with you back in the day. I just happened to be at a party with him. But that was our first beef segment.
That was it.
And,
That was really deep.
oh, bro,
That
it goes in. Beef just dug in pretty hard in hip hop. To this day, it still happens.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, maybe by part 3 we might play a little of the newest beef.
Modern beefs.
Just because there are a few new beefs, they don't seem to last as long as the old
Yeah.
school beef did, but some of it is still good. I know people were talking about the whole Pusha T
And Drake.
Drake.
Yep, I like that beef.
I'm sorry, I gotta give it to Pusha
Oh,
T.
yeah, Pusha T won,
hands down, hands down. But I'll give it to Drake on the Meek Mill one. I'm sorry.
Here's the
a
thing,
lot of
though.
people would probably disagree.
I kind of, you know what?
But-
And I'm one of those people. Because, you know why, though? Because the second track that Meek Mill put out, called War Pain, he went hard, dude.
Yeah.
If he had done that from the get-go, from the beginning, he would have destroyed Drake.
True,
True.
true.
And then Drake came out here with Summer 16, which I didn't even understand how that was a diss track. It just, like...
yeah, but there was another. I can't remember what the other one. There was another one after that was just better than that one.
Yeah, I
But
figured.
all these new, and then you have the Joyner Lucas and Tory Lanez beef, which
That's still going on, kind of.
it
from
is,
what I heard.
and it's funny because their beef goes beyond music. They have beef where they're going back and forth, sending each other Snapchats and
Yeah.
Instagram lives or whatever.
And that's the... Yeah.
But those two, I mean, because Tory Lanez, when I first heard of him, he was rapping. He wasn't singing. He could sing, but he wasn't singing.
Uh-huh.
The first tracks I heard with him, he was rapping.
He's rapping.
And their diss tracks to each other are dope. I'm not even gonna lie.
No, yeah,
Because
for sure.
There's not a lot of good modern artists these days.
Right.
But their diss tracks to each other we might have to play a couple of those.
Tory
ones.
Lanez came to Moreno Valley, actually, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He did a show out here in Moreno Valley.
Just in
And,
Canada. All these Canadians with their artists, they just breed
Canada just came out of
artists
nowhere.
over there.
Yeah, Canada just came out of nowhere and said, "Hey, guess what? We rapping."
Oh my.
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
So,
Oh man.
anyways, yeah, there was good modern beefs that happened. Meek Mill, unfortunately, he took an L from Drake, and then he took another one from Game right after.
Yeah.
And it just went
Nobody
back and
wants to
forth.
mess with Game. That's
Speaking
why.
of Game, dude, next week, I'm gonna give you all a heads up before I play this track, because this track is 15 minutes long.
Mhm.
And you already know what track I'm talking about.
I already know what
you
track
already
you're
know.
talking
It's a
about.
track that
Game
Loki,
went
it
off.
exploded. Game goes off in every aspect of what is a diss track, and it is lyricism, and I don't even know if that's a word. I'm gonna use it. Whatever.
Whatever.
We have the technology.
But it sounds kind of like racism though.
Yeah, kind of. He was lyrical in the song, and then the production. I like the fact that the beat
This song
changes
is-
that are. It's
man.
just crazy. So it's a 15-minute long song, and I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna say screw it. I'm gonna play it because I feel like it was an important diss track
It
that
was,
I
yeah.
feel ended G Unit.
And it was good too, man. It was good.
It was a really good track. So be prepared for next week to listen to a 15-minute long song.
So we're only gonna give you one. We'll play the one. We'll come back. But
Yeah, but
most of you guys probably know the song too.
yeah,
We're not gonna
300 bars.
spoil it. Yeah, okay, he's gonna spoil it.
Oh, my
whatever.
bad.
Nah, it's cool. But
It's the only 15-minute long song that I know.
this
out
is
there,
true
bro.
because somebody will probably go home today and they'll be like,
15-minute long
game,
song.
15-minute long song.
Yeah.
What song? Oh,
It's
okay,
300
cool.
bars, and that's exactly what he did.
300 bars.
It is 300 bars that he wrote. Like, it's exactly that. So
Crazy
next
thing is, I think they actually played it on the radio once, a few years, or when it first came out. They played the whole damn song,
because that was a huge
which is
beat.
crazy because it's a 15-minute song.
Exactly, but
You
I
know.
mean, it's just such a good song that you can't discredit it. So it was a crazy beef too. A lot of things were locked into that, and that's next week we're gonna jump into a little bit in the early 2000s beefs because that's early 2000. This is around 2005, 2006 when that happened.
Right.
But prior to that, the Ja Rule, Eminem, Aftermath, Dr. Dre, all that it came from that.
Yep.
You know, and then 50 Cent, his whole G Unit squad and all that stuff, man.
Man, before memes became before they called them memes, the photos that people used to Photoshop of G Unit back in the day, man,
People were cruel.
those people were no filter. They don't care.
Bro,
Those photos were bad.
let me put it this way.
They were bad.
Once Game destroyed G Unit, and yeah, I said it, he destroyed G Unit because he did. I had to throw away my G Unit clothing.
Dang.
I had a G Unit sweater that I was proud to wear because G Unit was big at the time, dude. They were huge.
Yeah.
You know, and I had a G Unit jacket.
So that's what happened to that.
I had that's what happened. I had my Echoes, you know, with the G
Echoes.
Unit stuff and all that
Oh,
stuff.
man.
But then Game came out, and then the beef started happening, and I'm like, of course I'm gonna pick Game's side. You know, he's a West Coast dude.
It's Game.
So I'm like, man,
It's
screw this
Game.
G Unit jacket, man.
It's not even just that. It's game. It's game.
It's Game. It's Game.
You know.
That's all it is. So
So-
Game's been in the beefs for a while. I think his first beef was Joe Budden.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That was probably his first beef, and then
He
the whole.
just does not like East Coast people.
I don't know what it is, but it's not even. Yeah, I don't know what the hell. Not even that because he had a beef with Yuckmouth. Yuckmouth's from the Bay. So it's just what.
Somebody that nobody knows about anymore.
yeah. People are being like Yuckmouth.
Yeah,
What was that?
what is that?
But,
you talking about the guy from Fat Albert?
Damn. So yeah, this was our first beef segment. We're gonna continue for another 2 parts, and that man, me personally, I enjoy talking about this because
Yeah, it's a good topic.
yeah, it's a great topic, and it's something big that happens in hip hop a lot. So our next 2 tracks that we're gonna play, how we always end it, is IE artists.
And these are not beef tracks.
These are not beef tracks.
They're not beef tracks. We're going right back into
We have 2.
playing some IE artists.
We have 2. The first one should be what is it? Just 2 of us.
Oh, just 2 of us by
DTX. And he is. Go ahead, Jay. Explain who DTX is.
So he is RP to him. He was right a part of
Lighter Shade
of
Brown.
Brown,
We've been playing
which
a lot.
is crazy because the song that I chose, I had no idea was even by him. I know the song. I've heard the song. I love the song. I had no idea it was by
It
him.
was him. It's DTX.
So his song, just 2 of us. And then after that,
I stayed on since we're playing already DWTX. I added a lot of shit a Brown track called Hey DJ that was big back in the '90s too.
there you go.
And we're gonna start by playing just two of us. Is that queued up? So we're gonna start playing that. These are our last two tracks that we're gonna play for the night. IE artists, like we said, any IE artists who are out there listening and see an opportunity, send us your tracks. Send us your look us up on our Instagram, on our social medias. It's just the two of us.
by
By
DTTX.
Yeah, DTTX, DTTX, RIP. And man, the way he died too was unfortunate, bro. The way he died. Let me just get a little history while we get the song queued up. It happened literally like 2 or 3 years ago. He was in Vegas. He was chilling, I guess, with a couple friends and having a few drinks. And I don't know what possessed him to he told his friend, yo, drop me off, take me to where Pac got killed, right? So he goes to that area where Pac was shot. I think he had a bottle on him or something. He's continuing to drink, all that stuff. And Vegas, it gets hot. It gets hot out there. You know, he's already dehydrated because he's, pounding back some drinks.
Drinking, yeah.
And unfortunately, there was no one around him. He passed out, had a heat stroke.
Wow.
Ended up in a coma for about a couple of days. A couple people went over there to go visit him, Kid Frost and all them. And just was pronounced brain dead. And then eventually his family decided to take him off life support. And that was the end to DWTX. It was an unfortunate thing that unfortunately happened. But he was a legend for sure, especially in Riverside. He's the one that I said was coming from the Rubidoux area, I believe.
Yeah.
And so it was an unfortunate thing. It was a loss for the IE for sure because he was a pioneer. Him and ODM were pioneers, not only in IE artists, but as Latino artists. They were legitimately the first ones to go, out there and bring that market in. So it was crazy. So this is DWTX, two of us. And then after that, it should be Hey DJ by Lighter Shade of Brown. Lighter Shade of Brown, I'm over here.
Lighter Shade of Brown. Lighter Shade of Brown.
Get these brown people. And Lighter Shade of Brown, and that's where we're going to end the night with the Boundless Hour, which is 2 hours, we know, but whatever.
Boundless Hour. Come up with a better name. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't, because it's our show. Come up with your own show.
So we're going to play those 2 tracks. We'll come back in, do our normal. I'm back.
So that was Lighter Shade of Brown with Hey DJ.
Hey DJ.
Everybody know that sample.
I was thinking about a whole different song just now for some reason.
That's actually this. Wait, what song were you talking about?
DJ.
Oh yeah, that's a whole different.
That's what I said. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just ignore me.
But anyways, that song was huge. Actually, that video was recorded in Riverside. So if you go look at the music video, it's them in Riverside, going around. Well, they did a lot of parts in LA too. They go back and forth. But so anyways, I was Lighter Shade Brown with Hey DJ, and then the song before that was Two of Us. What movie was that in? That was in a,
It was in a movie, and I can't remember which one.
It was in the soundtrack of a motion picture. I forgot which one it was, but
It was a comedy.
Comedy.
yeah, it was a comedy. I forgot what.
Because I've seen the movie, I just can't remember which one it was.
I can picture. I don't know if Marlon Wayans or somebody was in it. Well, anyways, it was part of a soundtrack.
Bulletproof.
Bulletproof. There we go.
Bulletproof. That's what it is.
Bulletproof.
Okay.
With Wayne and or Marlon Wayans and
one of the Wayans brothers.
Adam Sandler's, right?
Yeah. And like, man, that's IE right there. That is IE. They coming straight from the IE, Riverside area, Riverside County. And Lighter Shade of Brown. They're still, ODM's still on the radio. He's still doing his thing in KGGI. He does performances from here and there. And, that was the epicenter of Latin rap. They kind of took the start to it. It was them, then it was Frost around the same time. Then Little Rob took off and, stuff like that. But on next week's show, we're going to continue the Beef segment, Beef Part 2. And we're going to go a little bit earlier, later, whatever you want to call it, into
later
the 2000s.
From where we started.
Later from today, but earlier from where we're at right now.
Right, yeah, exactly.
But early 2000s with more beef, man. We got Ludacris versus T.I.
Man, I was happy when they made a song together, though. I was like,
yeah,
beef is over.
Yeah, for real. Ludacris, T.I., you had 50 Cent versus everybody.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, you had him against Ja Rule, then Eminem, and then the whole G Unit and Game Beef, and then it just went the hell off, and it's crazy.
And then as far as IE artists go, probably in the next following shows, because what we've been trying to do is play IE artists that are within the era of music that we're playing for the segment,
within the
which
subject.
eventually we're gonna end up playing the same people over and over, right?
Yeah.
So
Probably.
in the next following weeks, we're probably gonna try to play a few new people, probably people that no one's ever heard of.
Right.
We're gonna play a few IE artists that are up and coming. That if you have heard of them, great. If not, you'll hear them here.
Right.
And I've already got the okay from them
Okay.
to play the music. They said go ahead. I don't even know why you asked. they're old friends of mine. They're still doing music today.
Nice.
And when I listen to their tracks today compared to our younger days, man,
An improvement.
when we were younger, I always told them you guys are good. When I listen to them now, it's like it's a whole nother level.
That's crazy.
They're-
That's good.
You know, they have their own little team behind them that they do all their visuals for, all the audio, everything, and it sounds great. So I'll probably bring in 2 of their tracks
Nice.
for next week. It's not within the era, but just to give a different feel for, give some more love to some other IE artists as well.
If anything, we'll try to muster up some beef with somebody and then make some tracks and bring them in. And, we'll diss somebody just for that.
Where's my rap?
Mic's off. I couldn't hear you.
Where's my rap?
Oh, his rap.
What about what do you mean your rap?
3 weeks ago.
His rap, yeah.
I brought a track. I brought a couple tracks in.
Did you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you weren't here for that track. Wait, yeah.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, I brought in the bounce track and
No, you're supposed to rap.
you want me to rap live?
Oh, live
I'm
rap.
gonna have to bring a beat.
Oh, you know what might be nice though to do a live rap? The cipher.
The cipher.
When it's done.
The
When it's
Boundless
done.
cipher. We have a cipher coming up with our whole team. It's me, Jay himself, Kane, a whole team of us just rapping on this beat produced by me. And we got it cooking, man. So yeah, if anything, we'll perform it live right here.
I'll wait.
We could do that. Yeah.
We can do that. We'll perform it live right here. I'll bring in the beat. And damn, now we're committing to this.
And then that's cool. That's good though because now we have to do it.
Now we got to do it. Yeah.
Well, I've been waiting 3 weeks. He told me he would do it in 3
He
weeks
has been waiting
ago.
3
That's
weeks.
true.
I mean,
You see what you did?
yeah. I mean, I did it to myself.
We'll do the live version. There will be a video for it eventually
We're
too
gonna
that I'm
record a
going to
music
work
video.
on.
Because we have our own artists. I mean, we have myself, we have Kane.
So it's going to be the first time played live, right, on radio, right? If we do it here, right?
Yeah, it'll be the first time played live or played in general.
Played in general.
general.
So all we have right now is the beat, and we're writing to it.
Well, you guys first time rapping to it and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah. So you
Get some
guys
mics
will hear it here first.
Yeah.
I got to say
You
that.
hear it here.
Let's do it.
I got
You'll
to say
hear it
that.
here first on the Boundless Hour, a Boundless Cipher.
Boundless cipher.
Boundless Cipher. We might not be able to bring everybody who's on the Cipher because we have some people who are out of state that are going to be on it, but our parts are going to be right here. And,
I'll rap for him.
And then he'll rap for him.
yeah.
Danny will get on the mic. And
Danny on the mic.
so,
Yeah, we might even have to, since I have my camera rolling in the back anyway, we might have to take some of that footage and add it to the video too.
Add it to the
Why
video.
not?
It's all coming together. So you heard it here. We're going to do the Boundless Cipher and perform it live here. And then we have Kane's projects that's still working on. We have...
He came in the studio. We actually got him to go in the studio and record something.
You know how long it's been since Kane has been in the studio?
We got him in there. So I've heard the rough drafts. So the song is real. It's there. It's
there.
coming. So
It's
we'll have
there.
something to play from him soon too. So that way you guys can get a little feel of his style.
We have a few projects coming up.
Definitely on the Boundless cipher though, you'll be able to you'll be able to hear the different styles that we have. What basically just makes us Boundless.
Exactly. It's just a
like
mixture of everything.
I was talking to Kane earlier today. We all have a different taste, a different flavor for everything,
And a different way of rapping.
and that's why this group is so. That's where the name basically comes about.
Yep.
We don't have any limits, and we all bring a different something to the table, right? And you'll be able to hear it on the cipher too, because we all fit within the same genre, but a different style of the genre, for sure.
And this beat, I mean, since I produced it, I'm gonna talk a little bit about it. The way I went about it, because the way we do our radio show, it has a lot of old school feel, and then we bring in some new, this and that. So the way I produced the beat, I took that same concept. I had an old school feel to it, and then we switch it up, go into a different feel. So we have that coming up. We have Kane's projects that are cooking still. Me myself, I've been working on a mixtape for about 3 years now.
Man, you Dr. Dre'd it over
It's
here.
been about 3 years since I've been working. And what happened, honestly, is I just kept switching up a lot of things, you know, and then I learned how to mix a lot better. So then I had to go back and redo everything.
You're like, oh, I like the way this sounds.
Exactly.
Now I gotta go redo this
because
one.
If we're gonna put something out, I want to make sure it's the best quality that we can do.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
So that's coming out. It's about 16 tracks. It's called IE, in other words. And the reason I called it that is because the abbreviation IE, we already know us, we feel as an inland empire. But in writing IE, the abbreviation means in other words. If you use that abbreviation, it means for example or in other words.
Exactly.
So the way I took that little concept, I called it IE, in other words, inland empire in my words. You know, in the way I grew up and I saw it and all that stuff. So be on the lookout for that. I still don't have a release date. It's still being mixed and mastered and all that stuff.
We'll give them 5 more years.
Well, yeah, give me a couple more years and I'll get it out eventually. And we got Jay on the track in there. We got Kane.
Oh my, we do.
Yeah,
I forgot all about that.
He's on that.
My.
We got Jay on the track there. We got basically the whole Boundless team is gonna be on that mixtape.
That was a cool track though.
I love that
was
track.
A fun track.
I'm not even gonna mention the name, dude.
No, I don't.
I get requests for that track from my little cousin that was outside right before we came here. On our way here, she requested for me to play it.
Really?
Because I have it on my phone. So
to play it here?
No, to play it on the way here.
Oh, okay,
like on the way here, we were driving over. She's like, "Play me." Well, almost said the name of it. Play me the track. And I played it. She loves it. Everybody who I played loved that track, and that track's on there. We'll put it on there. You got Kane on a feature with me. You got Tone, which is hard to get Tone on a track. He's a writer. He's not a rapper. If you're listening, you know I'm right because he don't like to get on the mic and do rap. He just likes to write.
I remember you guys talking about that.
He just likes to write. I don't know what it is, but hey, it is what it is. We got those projects coming up, and then you can follow us. Every move we make, we're putting it up on Instagram.
It's on Instagram. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. You can also find our stuff on Danny Alcarez's Facebook as well. If you search him up and on the Ustream.
Yep.
If you want to find any of our stuff on our page and see any of the other things that we have going on outside of the radio, you can go ahead and follow us on Instagram at Boundless Media Group. And on Facebook, just type in Boundless Media Group and you'll find us there. If you type that in on YouTube, we're literally going to be the first thing that pops up.
It's a unique name.
The first thing that pops up.
There's a lot of Boundless crews out there, but we're the only media group.
Yeah. So you'll go on there right now. Our YouTube is a little dry.
Yeah, a little dry.
It's got some recaps, but we do have some skits coming. We do have some music videos coming. So that it will be filled a lot more than recaps of the radio show.
We got music videos. We got skits. We got a lot of things coming up that we're working on. And we're in the process of getting a place to set up. So we're looking into that. So once we have that, man, it's on. We ain't about to stop it, man. It's Boundless. So this was the Boundless Hour with Jay Moses and Leo G. You can follow me at the Leo G, THEE Leo G, either on Facebook, on Instagram. I don't have a Twitter yet because I don't really like Twitter, but I might eventually
I have one. I just haven't used it in years.
I'll probably have to make one and lock it in with the Instagram and Facebook. So I just don't like Twitter.
And you can go ahead and follow me. I actually changed my Instagram back to the OG name that I had. You can follow me at Jay Moses, JAYY Moses. If you spell Moses wrong, you've never read a Bible in your life.
Well, in Spanish, Moses is spelled differently.
I know there's an I in there.
Yeah, there's an I in there.
A lot of my bills
Moises
get changed, and they put that in there.
They put the I in there.
They put the I in there. And I'm like,
it's because you low-key look Mexican.
I'm like, who is this, and how am I supposed to prove that I'm this guy? But you can go ahead and follow me, Jay Moses, at Jay Moses on Instagram, JAYY Moses, and on Facebook. It's the same thing. I've had the same name on Facebook since I started, actually.
Yep.
I had Facebook since it first left the school.
Really? I had Facebook
had
once I realized MySpace died, so I switched over to Facebook.
I think 2007, 2008.
Somewhere around that time, yeah. So you can follow us there. Make sure you stay tuned in to Danny's Oldie show after this one. He's got an Oldie show coming up. I know everybody, especially you Chicanos and stuff, I know they're cruising in the freeway right now looking for something to bump oldies, bro. It's an oldies thing, man.
Just because you're not in front of a computer does not mean you cannot play the stream.
Exactly. We have to
go ahead and listen to it. You got the old school, you got the hip hop Phil with us. He's gonna play some more oldies for you guys right after.
Yep.
And that's it, man. We'll be back next week.
The first beef.
We'll have all 3 of us will be back. I know we switched up the black guy this week.
Yeah.
But all 3 of us will be back next week for
I've stayed consistent.
hip hop, beef, Part 2.
Pardos, man.
Part
And
two.
this was the Boundless Hour with Danny Alcaraz Productions on internet. I can't talk tonight, bro. Internet.